Good morning. How is everyone out there? We are here again. I'm Anna Walker from Anna Walker Designs. Some of you know me as Felt It because I've been felting and creating things with fiber for well over a decade now, and I love teaching people how to create with fiber, so much so that that's my job now. And I wanted to take this opportunity these past few weeks and for the next several weeks to come here, since we're all being safe and staying indoors, to give us a chance to have an internet art date, and an art lesson with Anna, an internet create date. And so every day, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m., I'm coming to you live right here, and we're doing a project each day. Now, yesterday, we made some really cool string paintings. And some of you have sent me some pictures of the string paintings that you've done, and I absolutely love them. But we're going to take our string paintings today, and we're going to use them to create a fun little caterpillar marionette. Caterpillar, inchworm, whatever you want to call it. We're going to have some fun making this guy today. So, without further ado, oh, and things are going falling. That's all right. That is okay. Without further ado, let me turn the screen down, show you what we're going to need, and let's get started on our art date. Okay, so the screen is down. Obviously, we're going to need at least one of the string paintings that you created yesterday. We're also going to need some string. We're going to need a dowel rod or a stick. Going to need some glue or some double stick tape. Either one is okay. I have found that the glue makes a better fastening for this. It makes us have to wait a little bit of time to let the glue set, but it doesn't come apart like the double stick tape can do. Optional is some washi tape, and we're going to need scissors. We're going to need a Sharpie marker or any black marker, because we've got to draw eyes on our caterpillar or inchworm. And also optional, we'll need something to poke some holes to attach these strings to make our marionette work. I've got a hole punch that I'm going to use, but you could use even an open pair of scissors very carefully. Have an adult do this if you're a little one. But yeah, that's what we need. So to get started, what we'll do is on the back side of one of our paintings, we're going to choose something that's in a circle. Maybe that circle is your container of toothpicks. Maybe the circle you're going to use is your washi tape. Maybe the circle you're going to use is your glue bottle. Maybe you're going to make a great big one and you want the circle that you use to be something really big like this. It doesn't matter what size circle you choose, just choose a circle, and we're going to need at least 10 or 12 circles to make our caterpillar / inchworm, okay? And we're going to go over Miss Anna's cutting rules again, because we want to cut these out so that they're as close to that circle edge as they can be. And remember, we want to have it, be most of the pattern on our design there. Remember, when we're cutting, our scissor hand stays pretty straight, doesn't move, and our hand that's not holding the scissors is what moves our paper around so that we can get really close to that line. And you see that I'm just holding my scissors nice and still. I'm just coming at it without moving the scissors around, and this hand is the one that's moving the paper around so that I can cut that circle. All I have to do with my scissor hand is cut, and my non-scissor hand is the one that moves the paper around so that I can get my circle. Okay, so we're going to do that for all of the circles that we have outlined. Okay, and remember, we need at least 10 or 12 of these. You could probably make them, if you're using, I've got what's roughly, let's see here, I've got about a 12-inch length stick or dowel rod that I'm using. You can probably get 7 different circles on there. 6 is probably a better fit. excuse me, that way you'd have one circle every 2 inches, but you could do up to 7, so anywhere from 10 circles to 14 circles, because we need to have our caterpillar or inchworm have a front side and a back side. So we need 2 circles for each one, and we're just going to cut out our circles until we've got enough. Now I'm going to cut one more, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to put these together. We set this up in a nice line, and I'll tell you what the lengths of the string are that we're going to need. We're going to need 4 different string lengths. We need 1 string for the head or the front part of our inchworm. We need another string for the tail, the back part of our inchworm. Okay, so if we've got about 12 inches, we need 1 for the head and 1 for the tail. And this is going to be a little shorter because I don't have, you know, all of the circles that I need here. And then we'll space the other ones in between so that they're nice and even in there, okay? Now our first length of string is going to be almost the same length as our stick. See how we've got our string almost the same length of our stick? This is the string that's going to go in the middle of the body so that it connects all of the pieces of our inchworm or caterpillar together. Now I'm going to flip these over on the back side, and this is going to be the back side, okay? And I'm just going to do the head and the tail for right now because those are the ones that I have. I've only got 4 cut out, and I want to show you how we connect these. Now I'm going to slide this down a little bit more because we don't want the string to come out either the head or the tail. So you see I've got the string in the middle here and the string in the middle here. We would have our other circles right in here in the middle, and I'll show you in just a second what that's going to look like when we've got all of them on there. But first we need to add some glue here to not just hold the string into place, but to hold the top circle on there too. So I'm just putting some glue around. This is where you would use your double stick tape if you're using double stick tape. Okay, I'm not using double stick tape, so I'm using glue, and then I'm going to match the back side right on top of that, and the same here, and we'll do that for each of the circles all the way down. So our caterpillar or inchworm will look like this. Okay, I'm going to move these out of the way so that they can dry. So we've got our 12 circles, and we've got colors on both sides, all right? So what we're going to do now is decide which one is going to be our head. Now, if you're using glue, you'll want to set a book or something heavy on these when you add the glue and add the top part of the circles on so that it'll hold them down until they dry. It doesn't take very long to dry, but you want to make sure that they're connected really well. The next thing I'm going to need is my black marker, and I'm going to decide which one of these is going to be the head of my caterpillar inchworm and which one's going to be the tail. And I think this one's going to be my head. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to see if I can pull it up here so you can see me do this a little bit easier. I am going to put an eye on here, and I'm just drawing an oval, and then I'm drawing a black dot. And now I like to put eyelashes on eyes, so that is the head of my caterpillar or inchworm. See how we've got that there? Now I need to turn it around and do the same thing on this side. So I'm going to draw my oval, and I'm going to draw my black circle, and I'm going to add the eyelashes. See, we have a face there, we've got a face there. They're both facing the same direction. You could add a mouth if you wanted to. Could be something just as simple as a little smile. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. And so now we've got a smiling caterpillar or inchworm. All right? So our inchworm is ready to go. If you wanted to, you could put little dashes at the bottom of each of these to look kind of like feet. But you don't have to. This is just an option that you can do. Okay, so if you like the look of that, then you can do that. And I'll just bring this up closer so you can see. Looks like little feet hanging there. Okay, so now what we need to do is attach our inchworm or caterpillar to our dowel rod or our stick. To do that, I have 3 lengths of string. This one is about 16 inches long. It's folded in half. This one's about 14 inches long, folded in half. And this one's about 10 inches long, folded in half. And we're going to put one on the very end. Maybe we'll put it on the next to the end. I think we'll put it on the next to the end. We'll put one on the middle, and we'll put one on the head. Now we need to decide, do we want the head to be higher and the end to be longer maybe, and the middle to be in the middle? Or do we want to switch it up and see how it looks, having the head really high and the middle being really low, and then the next to the end being up a little higher? I kind of like this design. So what I'm going to do is, first I need to put a hole here, here, and here. And then I'll show you how we're going to attach the strings. So with my hole punch, or with whatever you're using to make a hole, I'm going to come up just behind where the eye is, and I'm going to punch a hole. And it makes just a little bit of a hole so that I can run the string in through there, okay? Now I want to make sure that I get these going the right direction, because one of them has feet on the bottom of it, remember? And so we need to make sure that the feet are there. So this is the next one I'm going to do. And I'm just going to put a hole in right at the top. And this is the next one I'm going to do. Again, a hole in, there we go, right at the top. So I have my 3 holes set, okay? Got a hole here, one here, and one here. And I decided that I wanted to have the head be the top part, the long piece to be in the middle, and the medium piece to be at the end. So what I need to do is thread these through the holes first. And you might need to wet the string that you've got to get it to go through the hole. I didn't need to do that for this one. So I'm going to put the strings through the holes first. There's my strings through the holes. Now I want to make sure that I match up the ends so that the middle of the string is right there at my disc, at the paper. And got one more string. And we're pulling it through, match up the ends. And there we go, we've got them ready. The next thing to do is to tie an overhand knot. And I want to make sure that I leave enough tail on my end pieces that I can tie a knot around the dowel rod or around the stick that I've got to use for the marionette. So I want to have about 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches. So that's my one knot. I'm going to do the same thing here, and then I'll show you how we're going to attach those to the dowel rod, okay? Just tying an overhand knot with both strands together, making sure I leave tails to tie a knot onto the string, onto the stick or the dowel rod. Okay, so we've got our 3 knots. Now what we're going to do is tie them on to our stick. Let me get a drink here. So the head is going to be at one end. I'm going to put one string on one side, one on the other side, and then I'm just tying a knot. Doesn't have to be a fancy knot. It could be a surgeon's knot, which we've practiced before. It could be a square knot, or it could just be a regular old knot. The only thing we're concerned about is that it stays put. And then the middle one, we're going to put about the middle of our stick, tie a knot. Just want to make sure that that knot is not going to come undone. That's going to stay nice and tight. Doesn't have to be a fancy knot at all. Whoops. Here we go. And now our end piece is going to go at the other end of our stick. Tie another knot. Whoops. And again, surgeon's knot, square knot, or just a knot. Then we're going to take and look at our caterpillar. Okay, so our caterpillar in the middle is not coming up quite as high as we want it to. So we're going to take that knot loose, and we're going to make this a little bit shorter, okay? And if we can't get the knot loose because we need to make it shorter, we can just cut it off. Sometimes you find out after you put something together that you need to make an adjustment, and that's okay. So we make an adjustment. So we're going to have our middle part come up. I'm thinking about there. What do you think? Maybe it needs to come up higher. I don't know. Maybe it does need to come up higher than our head. Let's try that. So remember, the first thing we do is we tie an overhand knot. And then we're going to tie this onto the stick or the dowel rod. Right in the middle. Just tie a nice secure knot. You want it to stay on there. And we have a cute little caterpillar or inchworm ready to tell a story about, take on a trip, have fun with. Now you can add more or less knots, more or less strands as you want. If you've got a long string, maybe you want to have every single one of these connected. You won't get as much movement, but that's certainly an option. If you want to have more movement, you can squeeze these together, squeeze the strands together a little bit, and they look a little closer together. And then we have our inchworm or caterpillar just able to move right on along the table. So there is our inchworm caterpillar marionette for today. I'm going to turn the camera back up. If you want, you can use the washi tape to add some little decorations around the edges of your circles. You could take, let's say we've got this one that's got a lot of white on it, and we want to give it a little bit more, I don't know, more pizzazz, a little bit more decoration. We could take pieces of the washi tape and we could put them in different spots and just wrap them around. And that way we can, make another design with the washi tape. Remember a couple of weeks ago we used the washi tape around the edge of something and then we cut slits in it so that it could go all the way around. You could do that with the washi tape too. But again, the washi tape is optional. Tomorrow's project, need those toilet paper tubes again. We're going to do some toilet paper tube printing. And I already have some really fun designs put together. We have a double leaf design put together. We have a lotus flower design put together. And thanks to Ben's mom, Miss Carrie, she gave us the idea to have a butterfly design. And I'm going to show you how to make all of those tomorrow. And then we'll have some fun using those to print onto some paper. So tomorrow is going to be a fun project. We're going to use those toilet paper tubes or those paper towel tubes. And I hope that you've had fun today. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow. If you want to know more about the felting work that I do, head over to my website, stabthingsintoexistence.com, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everyone.